standardizing things and using tools. When you want to set up a meeting, you don't need to set up your own meeting, right? There are tools that can help you templaterize how meetings are set up, right? From the old whatever, to Google Calendar, and then maybe to the niftier ones like Calendly and all of them. In fact, they even think about the interactions that happen with people, when you're setting up meetings, and then they put that into code. So you don't have to think about it, just send it and it tells you, I'm free for these days, are you open to having a meeting any of these days, right? Can we do that for fintech operations, especially when something goes wrong? Have you seen any tools that can help us templaterize those conversations so that we have more people not interacting with those kind of things? So let me give one instance.
Okay.
Anytime there is a dispute, this thing would look for X, Y, and Z and decide that the merchant is supposed to answer to it, instead of the processor, the acquirer. And then the acquirer has that tool and you just have it. And so all of a sudden, your workforce is divided by 3 because 2/3 of them are doing something else more important, and more beneficial with their time than looking at logs to find out why a transaction has dispute, something like that. Have you seen any tools that can help with that kind of thing?
Okay, so I think I understand your what's it called? Your question, I think. But let me replay it. Let me see whether that's what you're asking. So you're using an example of a merchant dispute process. And you are saying, do you have off-the-shelf solutions that you can plug and play?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe not, because like you said, there are quite a number of moving parts in our fintech ecosystem, right? It could be disputes with card, with QR, with whatever payment method. So it can get really messy and complex, right? So in terms of an off-the-shelf solution, that would be a no, right? Using that example. But what you do have that most companies can tap into is what we call robotic process automation. And a robotic process automation doesn't really care for whether you are organized like this, organized like that. As long as there is a very clear route to delivery and it can be codified, then an RPA solution can behave like Sikemi, log into the systems, copy and paste things, and run a query, use some measures to find the record it's looking for, move on to the next task. That is the easiest way, or the easiest solution that's coming to my head, because if you buy an off-the-shelf, it's possible that the person may not be doing disputes the way, or the company that built it, or whatever country they built it in, may not be doing their operations the way we are doing our operations. And then you then have that scenario whereby you buy an expensive solution, but you can't use it because it's only login that is working. Everyone else is not working. So the solution is robotic process automation is a very good place to start. Is not no code, but it's almost no code. But it's also the cost to kind of set up is also minimal. You can start with one robot, and then just allow that guy to be doing all those human being things to start with. Now, some people will argue with you and say RPA is not pure. In my own experience, when RPA fails, is one of 2 things. One, we are using it for the wrong kind of process. There is a process that is not 100% codified and still requires human judgment. When you use RPA for that kind of process, you won't be surprised that it is breaking, because when it runs through the logic that you've coded, it doesn't meet anyone. But guess what? It's waiting for Ify to just use I to check this and this, and then that's not a good candidate for automation. But your example is a perfect candidate because disputes are very clear.
Yes.
You get this, you present evidence, you check this, you check that, you make a judgment call. The end. It is the most basic thing that you can use an RPA solution for. So yes, RPA, yes. Off the shelf dispute merchant system, no.
Okay.